constantly shifting through the time-space continuum, Metron's three disciples observe the universe from the Mobius Couch.
We're going up, up, up. It's our moment. Together we're glowing. We're gonna be golden. Oh, up, up, up with our voices. Korean text. Gonna be on the Mobius Couch. A time-space interdimensional vehicle from which your three hosts talk about the 10th anniversary tour of Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion record, the greatest pop record of the past 10 years.
Threw me off. I thought we were going to talk about K-pop Demon Hunters. I was so excited.
No, we're talking about Carly Rae. Joe and Patrick, are you two ready to run away with me? Emotion. Let's talk about it.
Not so much, honestly.
Well, that's strange, Joe, that you're not. Let me.
Wrong. Like something's wrong.
Wait a minute. Let me look at the couch controls. Let me beep boop, beep boop, boop boop. Boop. The Mobius Couch, where we talk about comic books, comics.
Oh, is that it?
Comics. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We talk about comics on this podcast: comic book books, comic book movies, mangas, and comic shows and TV shows on comics. I think we've covered it all. As usual, your three hosts are me, Alessandro, wink, wink. It'll make sense when you hear why later, and Joe.
Hey, Al.
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
And Patrick.
Oh, hey. Hi, guys.
Hey, Patty.
What's up?
Hey,
what's going on?
Good. Things are good. Everything's great.
Everything's good. Everything's perfect. Everything is good news.
Every day.
World,
social media. In our lives.
And it's just good news.
Lots of good news. Lots of good news on the national stage, including one other good piece of news. Listeners, we're going to talk about Absolute Wonder Woman today. We're talking about Kelly Thompson's Absolute Wonder Woman. KT, by the way, friend of the podcast, because we've covered her work before with the BOPs, the Birds of Prey.
Love her.
Which I think all three of us enjoyed the comic.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and so we're covering her Wonder Woman kind of absolute reboot. At the Absolute Universe is the new side universe, kind of analogous to the Marvel Ultimate Universe, but it's we'll get into details in a second. But this is kind of an absolute meta side universe reboot of Wonder Woman, by Kelly Thompson and Hayden. Oh, who's the artist again? Hayden Sherman.
He does not
blanked on that.
Oh, so we're covering issues 1 through 7. He does not do 6.
He does 1 through 5. Yeah, he does 1 through 5. We'll get to. I think Mattia De Iulis does 6 through 7. Who sounds Italian.
Both of which are beautiful artwork.
Yeah, and Mattia sounds Italian, and you know that I love my Italians. So
we've had a lot of Italian illustrators in our episodes.
Hey, look, we're an artistic people.
Maybe you're just pointing it out.
Artistic people. And Jordi Belair does the colors of 1 through 5. I think Jordi Belair only did 1 through 5 color work.
Yeah,
but that's the creative team. We do overall takes first. Okay, let's do that. I'll go first real quick because I've been talking. I enjoyed this. The first issue didn't really grab me. I was a little bit after the first issue, but then it kind of got me, and I really bought into everything.
Yeah.
Loved all the characters. Loved Wonder Woman. Loved Cersei. Love is strong for Steve Trevor in any context. He's there. He's certainly there. He's there, and he's tall and blonde. Loved Pegasus. Great sidekick. I don't want to spoil it, but like he goes a little maverick and helps. Yeah. I mean, he's everything you want from a companion. He's great. Loved Pegasus. I really enjoyed it. The art, Hayden's art, I thought, and we're on a first name basis, Hayden.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Know him well.
But really enjoyed the art. Loved it. It's kind of. I know we always make this comment on how like everything looks like David Aja now. This is like stylized, but not in a super David Aja way, which I appreciated. But I enjoyed it. I liked a lot of the choices they made in rebooting Wonder Woman. I guess this is why my initial impact of issue 1 was kind of negative. Spoiler brief spoiler alert in terms of page 1, rather than being from Themyscira, Amazon Island, Diana's actually from Hell. She grows up in Hell. So my initial reaction reading that was, oh, fuck, we're going to get like a gritty reboot of a Snyderverse Wonder Woman who grew up in Hell, and I'm not at all for that. However, that's not what we get. So I was immediately happy at that not being what we get. But I just mean that was my initial kind of rebuffing of this whole reboot. But I liked how they really spin the Hell origin positively, and rather than being kind of like a difficult, gritty origin that drags Wonder Woman down and makes her an anti-hero, Kelly takes it the other way and actually makes Diana come out of it even more hopeful and even more positive and like a strong-willed, hopeful warrior because she's from a horrible, hellish background. So I love that twist, and I'm glad they didn't make her just some super anti-hero, hyper gritty kind of like Snyder vision view of Wonder Woman. But anyway, I'll stop talking. But I did enjoy all of it overall. I liked issues 6 and 7 as well. I enjoyed 1 through 7 overall.
Patty?
Yeah, I also really enjoyed this. I like Kelly Thompson a lot. I've kept reading Birds of Prey. I liked the artwork. I think I was kind of on the same page as Al when I first heard the announcement of Absolute Wonder Woman and how she was going to grow up in Hell and not Themyscira. I was kind of nervous about the same aspect of it just being the original Ultimate Universe where everything was like darker, grittier, violent. But Kelly Thompson does a great job because she grows up in Hell, but she's still Diana and she's still like a embodiment of love, and she ends up befriending like most of the monsters in Hell, or at least building some sort of relationship of mutual respect.
Well, except for that fucking Hydra.
Well, yeah, the
God,
fucking Hydra.
Fight monsters.
Basilisk. But she does. It's cute because she, like, in her bed when she's like a toddler, she's got a bunch of demons around her. They're like her stuffed animals, basically. It's all really cute. And the relationship that I enjoyed the most is the Cersei Diana relationship. I thought she really nailed that. Like, it really felt like a mother-daughter where they would butt heads, but they loved each other. I don't really see that with the Hippolyta Diana in the mainstream universe. Is just much more formal, it seems like. It always seems like Hippolyta's the queen before the mother. It's always like that. Yeah, high expectations, and there seems like to be like a hierarchy. And I just really loved it. I loved everything they did with it. I don't really have much to add other than what Alessandro said. So
I made you go second because mine's going to be so fast. I have no negative things to say about this. So instead of going on about it, I'm just like, let's just get into the show because I have plenty of good things to say, and nothing. There's no overall take other than it's fantastic.
One other big picture note I wanted to make is that I love that Kelly Thompson builds out Wonder Woman's powers as more magic centric rather than her being.
I meant to say that. On that same note, Kelly Thompson. I mean, we mentioned this in Birds of Prey, but like Kelly Thompson has this way of like writing certain characters, like Cassandra Cain, and like we picked it out with certain characters in that book, but like just gets this like fantastic understanding of who the characters are across and so little dialogue and so little like effort almost seems like, and that is very much in this. Like every word out of Wonder Woman's mouth, like even some of the characters respond to it in a certain way. They're like, wow, you're not what I was expecting. But like she just has this like honesty and earnestness to everything that comes out of her mouth, and it's like filled with kindness and love, and not necessarily joy. It's not like she's like bouncing around happy, but like just this like overwhelming sense of like, I'm just going to be honest, not like bluntly honest, but just honesty and I don't know, and like I said, an earnestness to how she speaks, and I'm just like, I love this characterization of Wonder Woman is phenomenal.
Yeah, well, so again, I just liked how in mainstream DC continuity, Diana's basically just Lady Superman. She's just super strong and she can fly, and that's kind of it. But I do like how in this, her powers are purely magic based, and Kelly really goes into the specifics of like the costs involved with magic and the deal she has to make. And I think it lends a vulnerability to it. And I really enjoy that. One more point about the Diana character, because this is similar to So in Birds of Prey, which we covered, Diana is in that as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And in both cases, Kelly really treats Diana with I don't know, the only way I can describe it is a familiar reverence that I really like. I mean, she really reveres this character. As we mentioned, she comes off as like a beacon of hope, and she's a warrior, but she's also a beacon of light and hope. So Kelly is really good at just kind of paying homage to what Wonder Woman represents, but again, does it familiarly. Like you feel like you really get to meet Diana and see what she's like in this. And I think it's just, she's a great character. Kelly really gets her and really portrays her well.
Yeah.
All right, let's get, before we get into it, general background. So as we mentioned, this is part of the Absolute Universe, the AU, which is the new imprint of DC, which is overseen by the kind of editor-in-chief of the Absolute Universe is Scott Snyder, who does Absolute Batman. Absolute Batman, by the way, fucking-insane.
It's insane.
Bonkers book. Bonkers book. It's like Frank Miller on HGH, but that's for another podcast.
But they're having a lot of fun with them, so that's really fun. So the Absolute Power storyline ended with, I think, DC All In Special, and in the special, Darkseid died. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, Darkseid dies. So
but
caused like a fissure in reality or whatever, and so there's one reality where Darkseid would never, since he's like a universal constant or whatever they've created recently in continuity. His absence created the Absolute Universe, where it's not necessarily like Darkseid remade the world in his image. It's more like if he's not around, all of that like quote unquote evil is like just throughout the universe, and that's why like Wonder Woman has a twisted story of like being raised in hell. And, like, it's just like, I think that's kind of the impetus of where they were going with most of them. Obviously, all the individual writers of the books took it a different way and went a different direction, but like, that's essentially the idea. And then in the regular universe, Darkseid is currently dead. And I don't know how long this is going to last. It seems that it's going to come back around and like they're going to cross paths, and maybe this will stop at some point relatively soon, like maybe after 24 issues each or something like that. But we'll see. But they're having fun with the Absolute books. They're really fun. Like I like Flash. We were talking about Martian Manhunter. It's supposed to be phenomenal. I haven't read it yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, so the general conceit of the Absolute Universe is, so the Absolute Universe takes place at Earth Alpha, which is another pillar of that universe with Earth Omega. And so Earth Omega is where Darkseid used to be imprisoned. And so according to Snyder's vision of this, the main DC universe is influenced by Superman energy. So it's more like
hopeful,
Superman hopeful centric.
Yeah.
The Absolute Alpha World universe is influenced by Darkseid energy. So it's a reality where superheroes are treated as underdogs, and they're not kind of the mainstream, and that's sort of the conceit of the Absolute Universe. And it's kind of I don't mean this literally, but more in like the way it's used generally. But it's kind of a bizarro universe where, Batman is supposed to be poor. Superman doesn't have the Kent family. It's just kind of supposed to be your main DC universe heroes turned upside down.
Yeah. And Absolute Superman's really fun too. I've pretty much enjoyed any of the Absolute books I've actually taken the time.
I enjoyed Wonder Woman and Superman a lot. Batman, it's too crazy to the point of I don't know if I like it. It's so fucking insane.
I don't know how far you've read, but I really like what's going on currently. The first storyline was a little bit.
It's also immediately, the whole idea of it is that he's not rich, but even so, he still has bat caves all over the city and infinite technology, so he's effectively rich anyway. So it's the whole thing's stupid. Scott Snyder, you're stupid, and Absolute Batman is stupid. The whole conceit of it is already completely.
That'll be on next week's Mobius Couch because we're doing the Trinity of Absolutes.
Yeah, but let's talk about Wonder Woman because I'm going to get heated talking about Absolute Batman, which is a train wreck of a comic.
Wonder Woman. The first 5 issues is the first story arc, and it's a wonderfully paced Kelly Thompson.
Yes,
where it's kind of a new origin retelling, and mixed with she's dealing with this new huge threat that's like approaching Gateway City.
Yeah, well, they do the typical, they kind of post
back and forth between the two, I think. And
yeah, well, it's sort of a, the Lost set a lot of new precedents and narratives, but like it's the typical kind of Lost setup where it takes place at point A in time, but then there's flashbacks.
Yeah.
It kind of sets all that up. So it takes place.
Doing like, you don't want to have 5 issues of an origin story. Like it's peppered throughout.
Yeah, or have no origin story.
No, well, you want to know. I mean, everyone wants to know who Absolute Wonder Woman is and where she comes from.
Do they?
I do.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. I thought that was my favorite part.
I really like this Gateway City opening scene because it's just a magazine on a rack, and then it gets shredded because monsters fly by. I mean, it's literally just a page of like, this is the city we're at, but like instead of just being like an establishing shot, it's like a pamphlet on a magazine rack, and that gets.
Yeah.
I do enjoy how instead of like
that I'm like, I already love it. It's one page. It's just a picture of the city, and I'm already enjoying it.
Well, I also liked how they don't bury the lead or anything. It's just page 2, an upside down pyramid shows up and demons fly out.
Yeah.
We're just already there. There's no, there's no 20 pages of setting up Gateway City and Wonder Woman's life there, and that it's just kind of like monsters are here.
They're hiding on a balcony, and the reporter is like, he's like, "Did you see that?" He's like, "No, man, I'm on the ground with you, Alan." He's like, "Oh, you fucking coward! You like."
And Wonder Woman's entrance is great because if you're used to Wonder Woman, she comes in short shorts and a bra, and she comes in glowing as Wonder Woman. In this version, a Hell Knight in dark armor on a skeleton Pegasus rides in. And my reaction is like, well, who's that? That can't be Wonder. Who's this?
I love her
is
Harry
this someone
bag or she pulls a giant sword out of? I love every single thing about this. Like,
you mean
we touched
Final
on the
Fantasy VII Buster Sword?
Yeah, but the sword mixed with the Harry or the bag of infinite holding or whatever you want to call it from D&D. Like, it's so fun. The American
got 3 lasses.
Yeah,
really.
I love. We can get into the Cersei background in 3 and all the stuff she has now because she grew up with Cersei. But like, man, it's so cool. Like all the little. I mean, we're gonna touch on it the entire time, but the magic background versus her normal. On an island on the Amazon, because she's still an Amazon. She's just the last of them. But so she has all that, but she was raised by Cersei, which is usually one of her enemies. So it's just this really interesting retelling.
And I like how in this introduction, Kelly really plays the contrast of your expectation with the reality really well, because the text box is this sort of like nursery rhyme of once there was a princess and and this and this and that. And, she embodied beauty, grace, compassion, kindness. But in each of those words, the panels are Diana dipping her hand in blood and like marking her warriors. So I just like the, Hayden's visual kind of very warlike, blood-bathed Diana we're seeing with this more classical representation of the hopeful Amazon queen. I just like the contrast they play off each other.
Demon things, and she wipes it across her eyes, and I don't know what exactly it was for, but it was probably for the. So it was a spell, but she clacks her arms together, but not in the classic Wonder Woman clacking her bands together to do some dumb like energy blast in the DCU, but
to kill a bunch of cops outside the bank.
It does a spell, but like, and later on she's talking on the beach with like some soldiers randomly that are like, and she's like, "You guys need to get the fuck out of here. These aren't dead; they're just asleep." So I think like the wiping of the blood across her eyes was like part of the sleep spell, and I was like, it's so subtle, little dumb things like that, but there's stuff like that all throughout, and really.
She does a lot of her magic relies on blood. I'm just gonna level with everyone. It's a lot of blood.
There's a lot of blood
required.
They make a comment. She makes a comment later where she's like, "We gotta find a different room. There's a lot of blood.
She's like, this is a nice shop we're in. Can we move somewhere else? There's gonna be a lot of blood."
I also just a design note, but I like that her armor is really referential to sort of Japanese, like both manga and video games. It's a little bit kind of Guts from Berserk with the giant Buster Sword and the helmet, but it's also sort of Dark Souls 2-esque with the furry shoulder part of the armor. So I don't know how much of that Hayden was directly drawing from, but I thought that was kind of cool. A cool little touch.
Also have like a classic medieval kind of armor style, the knee pads at least.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it's a cool armor. I think it's a cool, and it's intimidating. Like if you're a warrior from hell, I would believe you wear that armor.
Yep,
I
love that Cersei. I'm sorry, Patty. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I love her tattoos. I love. Looks great.
Well, they're not tattoos; it's a magic armor.
On her, like shoulder down. But I love that you eventually know that that's there for a reason. It's not just like this is here for aesthetics, and I want to make it look cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about when we cut? So the first flashback is like Cersei on the wild Isle of Hell, which I guess is just, what in the river Styx? Where are they? I don't understand. Anyway, and it's an ocean. Is there an ocean in Hell?
The wild Isle, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's an island. Did you think so? When I saw that image of Cersei, I thought it looked like her carving something out of clay, as a reference
I immediately
to a
thought
Wonder
that's what
Woman.
she was doing, yeah. But
Or-
it looks like she's like getting.
Is it Hecate or Hecate?
I think it's Hecate. Yeah.
Is
Hecate.
Hecate a character from Greek mythology? Because
Very much so.
Yeah.
She is. She's
by the way,
the.
we're gonna be leaning heavy on you.
Well, I don't. I mean, I'm not.
You're
I haven't
way
brushed
more
up.
versed than
I
we
know,
are.
but I haven't brushed up on my mythology like I used to be. But yeah, Hecate was actually, according to Hesiod, I think she was Zeus's favorite goddess, his most favored goddess.
Oh.
But she was kind of an ancient Greek goddess, very much tied to witchcraft and like herbal remedies and that kind of world. I think she was also, in some cults, she was kind of conflated with Athena, and I think whoever Trivia was, I think was Hecate, Athena, and Diana, maybe. I don't remember who, but like the three-faced goddess that was kind of a... Anyway, she's very tied into like feminine energy and witchcraft and that sort of power. But that's who Hecate is, yeah. And I don't, and look, if any of that's wrong, listeners, I don't know, complaints. I'm sorry.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Also, it's funny because Hecate is, I'm pretty sure she's a villain in the mainstream, just like Cersei is.
Wasn't she the villain in the BOP thing we read?
Cersei's
Wasn't
clearly
that Hecate?
cast.
No, that was Megara.
Oh, Megara. Sorry, yeah, Megara was the villain in Bob's.
Wow, good job remembering that. Yeah. Well, it looks like, to Al's point, it does look like she's making something out of clay, but she's really just harvesting some sort of like, I don't know, they look like little tiny oysters or something.
I love Apollo.
I know, that's what I was going to do too. Like Apollo coming down and just going, "This is yours now."
I know.
One of my favorite bits. Here you go.
Okay, so I take that back. All right, one quick correction. Trivia did not include Athena. Trivia was an epithet shared by both Hecate and Diana. And because they were protectors of crossroads, which were known as Trivia, the three ways.
Okay.
So, but it was Hecate and Diana were kind of conflated as that crossroad protector. But again, a goddess of like witchcraft, herbal cures, feminine energy, the hearth, the home, that kind of thing.
There's
also a witch, a dirty witch, unchristian.
There's a great bit here in the beginning when she first receives Diana, and Apollo's like, "You can never say Amazons again," and then leaves or whatever. And but like she's holding Diana up like a dead frog. She's like, "What the fuck? What am I gonna do with this thing?" And then she basically kind of goes, "Well, if it survives, it survives, and if it doesn't, it doesn't."
Yeah.
And like I love this, like, and she's like, and basically the gods, quote unquote, sent a serpent to kill her already, kind of thing. She's like, "Well, that was fast. This problem's gonna be taken care of before." Like basically, like he told me it was mine. I'm not allowed to say the word Amazon ever again. But they never said I had to protect her. Like that wasn't decreed by the gods. Like I don't have to do anything, kind of thing.
Well,
and
I also
snaps the snake's mouth shut and throws it, and I'm just as a baby, and you're just like, I love this already. This is already fun.
Well, so back to Apollo. One is I love how he's just a dick. But so he's wearing overalls.
He's wearing an overall vest combo of some sort.
No, it's like a romper. It's like an all-in-one romper.
But I'm just saying they're thick. They're like the straps are thick. It almost looks like a vest. Really
but fun. I do like how he just shows up and gives her a baby and says, "This is yours now." Yeah. Period. Like this is now yours. I just thought it was funny. I like Cersei's kind of passive-aggressive clapback.
Oh yes, I like how much of a bitch Cersei is to all the gods. But Apollo, from the art, and when he says "from here forth the word Amazon is banned, so I decree," I instinctively read that in the voice of the Rick and Morty episode with "Show me what you've got."
Show me what you got.
Yeah.
I just like when he's like,
"Oh, I decree."
He first shows up and he goes, "You may kneel," and she goes, "I'm fine."
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck
that's
off.
immediate. And he's like, "Well, maybe that's why you're in hell." And she's like, "Maybe." Like, kind of thing. It's so good.
So one quick Cersei note I want to make. Obviously, Cersei, a famous witch from the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this played into Kelly Thompson's choice to have Cersei be the mother, but there's a famous novel called Cersei by Madeline Miller, which is about kind of the Odyssey, well, Cersei's life and the Odyssey through Cersei's viewpoint, which was a big hit, like New York Times bestseller. Everybody loved it. And also a great book, strongly recommend. But I wonder if the success of that and the kind of the popular love for Cersei as a character is sort of what led Kelly to choose her as Diana's adoptive mother.
I'm sure it has a large part to do with Cersei being the DC character,
the big villain,
in the main.
It was a good choice. It was a good choice.
No, it was.
I really, the leading into her being magical is really. I think we've talked about it before because the mainstream universe has kind of done that with her a little bit because she's that Justice League Dark where she was the leader and like Zatanna, it's all the magic people.
Yeah. Well, the Azarella run we covered also kind of goes into some of the magic stuff a little bit.
I think it is a good way to distinguish her from Superman because it is very much, she's got different powers from Superman, obviously, but it does have a feel of like she is the female Superman who's not quite as strong or quite as fast. She's a bit more higher battle IQ, maybe.
Of a warrior,
yeah. Oh, yeah. You mean like when she knocked out his eardrums?
Yeah.
In a fight, which was fucking insane and bad.
One day,
when he broke her arm and then she fixed it by just sliding her brace up. Oh my god.
He broke her like wrist or whatever, and she slid her bracer down to like to hold her hand like a cast. That was awesome.
Because one thing that's constant for Wonder Woman in all universes is she is a stone cold badass.
Yeah,
she is part about insane. Yeah, she is awesome.
I mean, that's why I love this like origin story bit because it's like she's literally like a baby and doing awesome. Like the little dragon demon thing walks up and literally shoots fire at her face and it catches her hair on fire and she's like, no, and then she gives a little kiss. You're so awesome. Like you're like a little baby and you're just like crushing it right now. I like like she's gonna learn the hard way with that one. He'll send her all of her hair off next time, or like little stuff like that. So fun.
Well, I love I really liked Cersei as a character generally. I thought she was great. She's a lot of fun. Like she's got really good kind of sarcastic comments and she takes a lot of things in stride, in like in a really endearing way. But I like how she just comes at Diana as sort of like, I guess we'll see. But you just see her throughout time grow to love her more and more. And
says stuff along the lines of like, well, this is how you learn. This is how you love something by watching it grow or like being, kind of.
Which was great because actually
keeping her at the same time in a weird way. I like the little parallels there. Like Cersei they literally show it physically through this amazing panel sequence of like the room as it grows, as Diana's growing, it grows, it's more of a home, and there's books like at first it's just like a cave with like
the first panel is only a cave, right? And by the end of it, there's bookshelves,
and then there's the next one is blankets, and the next one is like Diana, like a toddler running around with demons in the house, and she's got a little nightlight on her bed, like there's like little things like that are just like, this is fucking adorable. And as it continues, like it's just so cool how it slowly becomes more of a home. I love there's this subtle bit where one of them is Diana kind of like as a teenager and she's like wrestling like a chimera type thing. The three-headed lion that's a chimera, right? With
the goat lion winged snake tail thing is a chimera.
All right, well, it's a lion with three heads and a scorpion tail. Anyway, she's like be reasonable. You don't have to die today. And the next panel is them doing a spell, but like their beds now have fur on them. I'm like, you know, kind of thing. Like it's just there's little subtle things of like what they're doing, and then like as the home like becomes more of a home, it's like subtle, but it's there. Like at first it's a dirt floor, then there's carpets, then there's wood on the ground.
Wood,
like, it's just little things like that. It's really cool. It's a really good way of being like. She grew up down there, and through that time, Cersei was like, "Oh, I need to take care of my little girl, so I need to make this more of a home," and it just progresses. It's
yeah. And another cool parent note I like about Cersei is at no point does she ever kind of imprint her worldview on Diana. She basically nurtures Diana into growing into the person she already is and will be.
Mm-hmm.
And at no point does she say like, "You're not an Amazon. You know, you have to do this. Like, don't ever, you know, you'll be in danger if you do X or Y." All she does is support Diana.
Yeah.
In the decision she makes, and she gives her the tools and knowledge she needs to nurture her forward. And I thought it's just a great relationship. It's not like a didactic. This is how you become an adult.
So
this is what you do. It's just she is just helping that plant grow.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and then there's the other subtle bit of like not being able to say Amazon or tell Diana who she is or where she's from. And as it progresses, like Diana will be like, "There's a word I need to ask you about." She's like, "Anytime, ask," you know, kind of thing. But it's not until later that she's finally like, "The word's Amazon," and she's like, and before Diana finally says it out loud, Cersei says something like, "I know what you're going to say, and it's who you are and where you will come, but I can't say it," you know, kind of thing. Like, and you're like, that's really cool. Like, just the little dumb, subtle things like that were really fun.
Yeah. Also, Amazon is really a pretty clear analog for transgender. We all know this is about trans people, like everything.
They're so violent.
Trans. Yeah. One last Cersei note. Really built shoulders for someone who doesn't work out. Yeah. She's got great shoulders. I just wanted to make that point.
I mean, you know,
she can take care of herself.
Yeah. All right. So back in San Francisco, Wonder Woman is battling now a giant demon. It's a bigger demon.
It's Gateway City.
Gateway City.
What did I say?
San Francisco.
My bad. It is Gateway City. I take that back.
Idiot.
It's Gateway City.
Batman. Come on now.
Yeah. No, it's a completely different city, and that's my mistake. I apologize. So in Gateway City
on the coast of California with bridges,
with a giant bridge, with a giant. It's Gateway City. Yeah.
I love this. I love this little interaction with the soldier. Diana says, "Are you in charge here, soldier?" And he goes, and she goes, "That's a no. Where's your superior?"
And he doesn't say anything, and she goes, "Thank you. You should evacuate all this."
Well, I do like how she treats all these soldiers as if she is handling children. She just is like, "Okay, why don't you do this?"
Yeah.
And we need to do that. It's pretty great. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take Wonder Woman and make her even more confident and more of a badass, make her grow up in hell. Like she's like it's like by the time she gets to the human world, she's like, "I got it, little man. You go stand over there. I'll take care of this for you." Anyway, the after the little dragon demons, there's another huge demon thing.
It's like a Cthulhu type looking thing.
Well, it has like a 3-mod mouth.
It's got a very Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Very much. Yeah. Also, are these creatures? I completely forgot. Are these from hell or are these from somewhere else?
I don't know.
You don't find out in this story arc.
We don't find. Okay, that's what I mean. Right. I was unclear on if we found out concretely in the storyline where they're from. All right. Okay.
No, we don't know exactly who's sending them after the human world.
And then the key being is that because this world doesn't have a protector, quote unquote, because like there is no Superman, there's Batman, and there is a Superman, but he's like running around hiding all the time.
But there's no established Justice League.
So like Wonder Woman coming here is like, oh, it's time, I need to go because they're coming now, kind of thing. Which is why she's now, and like it's what Cersei's been preparing her for her entire life. Yeah. So one quick art note I was going to make. Do you guys know who Charles Vess is? Sherman's art reminds me of Charles Vess like a lot. He does this. He's not very prolific in the comic book world, but like he's more of an illustrator. But there's a spin-off from the Bone series called Rose. It was about the the Rose character, but like he drew that one. It's fantastic. He does like it's more like classical knight fighting a dragon type illustration with the line, like the cross-hatching line, not cross-hatching. My art brain turned off. Anyway, lines that go around an object.
Anyway, movement lines?
No. Like within the object itself, they'll be like instead of shadow, it'll be like just lines all going in one direction.
Yes. Okay.
My brain's turned off. Anyway, it's reminiscent of that type of illustration. I really enjoy it. That's all. That's all it's trying.
Okay. So she has so she defeats this giant demon with it's not a lasso of truth. It's like a red lasso of weapon.
Yeah, it's like the penance stare from Ghost Rider. I guess it makes you feel the pain that you've inflicted. Like he's in a lot of pain when she throws it around.
Yeah, when the lasso wraps around you, as opposed to like telling you the truth or you having been made to tell the truth, it's as much pain as you've been inflicted will be inflicted upon you. So like essentially this giant monster is like, oh, I've been doing that for a long time. This hurts really bad.
She looks really awesome at the end with the lasso. I do like the, to Jordy Belaire's
where she's kind of floating.
Yeah, the lasso looks really cool. It's like a lightning kind
It does.
Well, because it doesn't look like a limp kind of rope lasso, but like a magical lasso that is alive.
Yeah,
it seems like it's
all of them sort of have that vibe.
around.
I like it a lot. Like it's not just like it's a rope that glows. Like there's something to it that's like more like I don't know, liquid magic that she's somehow.
Yeah.
Well, another cool thing is so she has another way that Kelly plays with the traditional Wonder Woman stuff is she has multiple lassos, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Instead of just the golden lasso of truth, she has this one. She has another lasso of transmogrification or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that one, but yeah.
Well, it turns you into a monster.
Yeah. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
We'll get there. But I do like how she has different magical lassos.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. And she has different, like she has the Buster Sword, she has an axe. She's got a whole toolkit. You got a whole multi-tool.
I'm flipping through digitally, and I have them all individually. So I keep forgetting I have to like stop and go to the next one. Anyway, I can't just flip to the next page. Is what I'm saying. I gotta close this issue out.
So she, after that, she makes that evil thing feel. It retreats, and then out of the smoke we get fucking Steve Trevor.
He's
That's
fine.
But could we do it without him? Like, do we have to have Steve Trevor in this universe too? Is that necessary?
I mean, as opposed to what? I mean, as opposed to what though? Because I feel like he's
like not having Steve Trevor.
I'm okay with him not having like a romantic relationship, which I'm not sure which direction this is headed in that regard.
Feels. I hope they're not, but it kind of feels like they're going.
It seems like she's got kind of like not Stockholm syndrome, but just like it's the first man I met, so I'm obsessed with him kind of vibe. But like I don't know if it's gonna go in like the we're romantically involved kind of.
I hope it does. Yeah, I hope it does it because like we've been there, done that, right?
Yeah, but we had 2 full movies of it.
I will say this Steve Trevor relatively is a little bit more palatable than the
100%.
Chris Pine version.
I do like it because she definitely plays more of the masculine role, and he definitely plays more of the feminine role.
Well, right. Well, because she's an Amazon quote unquote equals trans, so obviously she's the man. I mean, that's clearly so she's the man, and I'm kidding. We can get away from these gender binary norms. I'm joking. No, but to your point, Patrick, she does take the more, I wouldn't say masculine, but she does take the more active role in the relationship.
I also really like, just as a storyteller.
Whether you want to say masculine or not, I think she takes the more assertive, active role.
Well, yeah, but I would say but then he comes in to calm her down, right? Like he's like, the Ma Kent being like, now, Jonathan, you gotta
now, Jonathan,
settle down.
Settle down.
He is. I guess he is the more yin energy to her, or however that.
I like I like the cinematic nature of the way that each issue is laid out. Like, there's the initial fight still happening. She slaps the the monster back away, and then Steve comes up, and then the next page is like Absolute Wonder Part 2. You know, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then it's to flashback. You know, like it's like the cold open of a television show or something.
Yeah,
like, it's paced well, I guess. I really like the pacing of the story.
Yeah, and I do. Another thing I like about the flashbacks is the panel composition sort of reminds me a lot of sort of an Art Deco aesthetic. Like the shapes of the panels seem very Depression era, Rockefeller Center, Art Deco kind of, with like the windowed arches.
We still
those
have
kinds of shapes and sections.
Like regular
yeah.
current time, but less so. It's more of like regular comic panels. But you're right. When we go back to like the flashbacks, it's very
the flashbacks look
well. The
more...
panels are red, so it's very clear indicator.
Yeah,
or the panel outlines are red, so it's very clear indicator that you're like, oh, this is separate. But like, even the tall rectangle panels on like the next page are rounded corners, and like, you know, there's just
that's what I mean. They look more stylized, and let me show like the triangle within the circle.
That one is great.
These sort of rectangular, rounded rectangles. This one too. These shapes again just seem really kind of Art Deco.
It kind of. I mean, and I don't know if they intentionally did this or what, but it does kind of remind you of like them drawing the shapes to do the spells and stuff too. So like maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Like it's pretty fun. I really like how they did this.
Yeah, another effect they have is it looks like you're looking through either a mirror or a window or some kind of paneled view, which is also because it's a flashback. So this is kind of a cool effect. Yeah.
So Steve Trevor washes up on the island just like he does with Themyscira, but I love the choice of him being in hell, because I love him going like, wait, I'm in hell?
Yeah, that was the great moment where he's like, wait, why am I not in heaven? Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's it. And there's also a really hilarious part, like, because when he does wash up, like a Hydra just like grabs him and takes him into the water, and he's like, oh shit, and she dives under water to get him. And it's just little funny stuff like that. And he's like skipping a rock later, and she's like, we're in hell, like maybe don't. It's like right over there. Don't do that, you know, kind of thing. Like literally everything you hear is going to kill you. You know, I know you're in hell, but like, don't do that. You know, it's pretty funny.
That is funny. It's such like an innocuous thing to skip a rock across the lake.
But when there's a Hydra, when there's a Hydra in there. In this issue,
and they're like, not exactly. That's another thing. It's interesting because we don't get into why he's there or what brought him there versus like.
Right.
Well, the sins he committed in life clearly brought him
he's
there.
not dead though. So we don't know why he was.
What do you mean he's not dead? He's very much dead and in hell.
No, they literally said, he said, I'm dead, ? And they say, well, not exactly. Like, you're not dead.
He's dead and in hell. What? He's in hell, man.
I got the impression he was not dead.
I got the impression he was not dead. Yeah. And they don't know why he was sent there. As in, like, so there's another, like, subtle, very subtle at this point, subplot of, like, the gods put Wonder Woman there for a reason to kind of, like, keep her away from Zeus because he was going to, like, murder and enslave all the Amazons, and like, but they're also kind of like doing little things to help her along her path, and like I think this might just be one of those things. I mean, we haven't learned why Steve's there or like what put him there, and it could just be he died and went to hell. I don't know, but the mere fact that he's like, I just feel like I led a good life and I shouldn't be here. Thing, like, which is could be that's just his own perception and he's wrong, but like I got the impression that he's been sent there or put there for a reason.
It'd be great if the twist is just Zeus is like, well, you were in the army and murdered
you were a horrible
people. You go to hell. You were not a good person.
Steve?
Just checking the till here, Steve, and
yeah, like your body count's pretty high. You get to go to hell. One artistic note too, in this issue especially, I think given the costume too, but do you all follow the WWE currently? But there's a female wrestler named Rhea Ripley who kind of looks a lot like Wonder Woman does in this issue. So I just thought I'd call that out.
You still follow the WWE?
Nope, but Instagram feeds me a lot of buff women. I won't comment beyond that. I won't comment. Don't want to talk about why the algorithm might feed me.
First of all, we all know why. We're all, and our listeners should be as well. very well aware of your
Nope.
Chun-Li thighs obsessions.
Nope. I'm not going to say anything beyond just the literal fact that Instagram feeds me a lot of buff
Sure.
women
That's
content. And one of these ripped modern Amazon women that I am shown on Instagram is Rhea Ripley, who's the wrestler. It kind of looks like Wonder Woman in this. And that's all I wanted to say. That's all.
I think there's one female wrestler that does a lot of cosplay stuff, and I think her stuff shows up on my feed, but I don't know what her name is. I haven't followed the WWF or WCW or WWE since Goldberg and Stone Cold Steve Austin were the big draws.
So back when it was WWF and WCW.
Yeah.
I think all you had to say was that part of it. One day. All right, let's get back to.
I like Steve getting his shit together and then walking up to Cersei and be like, "Ma'am, I apologize for my behavior. It's probably where I ended up." I just like him going like he's just sitting in the background with his head in his hands for a little while, and and Wonder Woman and Cersei are talking at the table, and then he walks up and he's like, "I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm in your home, and I apologize." It was just kind of adorable, and then he turns and talks to Diana, and she's like, "Of course." She's like, "Hey, can you show me where I was found? Maybe it will help me figure out what the fuck I'm here for, kind of thing." And she's like, "Of course," but she's like blushing a little bit. Again, I think it's like just that it's a man, and he's here.
It's a man.
Washing on our shore.
We're just like another person in general.
Yeah, I'd say person.
Also, very clearly, she's been taking care of every single creature that has come her way. Ever since the beginning, since she was a baby. So
she's the caregiver. But I do on another to Patrick's point earlier. Steve is, he looks like a woman in drag.
He does kind of look like Sailor Uranus. He looks like Sailor Uranus from Sailor Moon.
But especially this panel, this Gateway City panel, it looks like he has rouge on his. He looks like a woman in drag.
Well, look at this. Look at this panel of him leaning over the bed. There's some man.
You're right.
There. There's some man there.
That's.
Is it the shirt hanging down? Maybe.
Yeah, but I just to Patrick's earlier point, I get he is very feminine coded.
What about? Do you like the awkward conversation about him telling her how tall she is? How emasculated he is, and then she's like, "Can you tell me more about the surface world without mentioning how tall everyone is?" He's like, yeah, sure, of course.
He says, "No women as tall as you," and she says, "Does this matter?"
Yeah.
No, actually, it doesn't matter at all.
No, it doesn't. So again, like to his credit, he's just like, "You're really tall. This is off-putting." And then she's like, "Does that matter?" He's like, "You know what? No, it doesn't. My bad. Sorry if that made you feel awkward."
I love it. I also love the comment. I don't mean to brag, but I didn't think I'd go to hell.
Yeah,
that was a good way to phrase that.
That's why I think it's like something else going on there. I'm only on issue 9 of this, and I think there's only 10 and 11. I've only missed 2 issues. I think I'm 2 issues.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, none of that's been explained yet. So like to my. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do. Again, I'm not. I think I could have enjoyed a version of this comic without Steve Trevor, just to be honest. But to our points earlier, I do think character-wise, Kelly also, he's self-effacing and humble and self-correcting. And I think he comes off like pretty easy as sort of he's a sweet boy.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna be honest. I like this version of Steve Trevor more than any other version of Steve Trevor.
Yeah.
He's not possessing the body of some other guy.
None of that.
Anyway, in the first Wonder Woman movie, I did like Chris Pine as Steve Trevor.
Yeah,
that's probably the only other time that I've really liked Steve Trevor.
But in this, he does he is in a literally supporting role. All he does is support Diana, whatever she needs. I'll help you out. Like he just takes a backstage, and that's fine. But so back in Gateway City,
he brings Diana to the general or whoever's in charge of
who is not so self-effacing and humble.
they go to talk. They're talking about how tall she is, Steve is,
Mhm.
and then it cuts to this panel, and it's like she is towering.
She's
over
2 feet taller than the general.
Yeah.
But I also love how in this scene the general just rails into her like you are an unknown actor. You know, you need to step down and fall in line and like blah blah blah. And she just says, "I understand that's your viewpoint, but it's wrong. This is what we need to do." And she just kind
Yeah.
of goes for it. And it's she's just great. Yeah.
I love, so right after that, she immediately ignores him and starts looking at the city to like kind of figure out how fast they can evacuate. And he's like, "You dare to?" And she goes, "Yes. Now, how's the evacuation proceed?" Like she just like she's like literally brushing him aside.
Yeah.
In the panel, and it's fantastic.
And I like that. I don't know if it's weaved into the magic or whatever, but I do like part of Diana's character that Kelly really draws out is she just inspires people. Like she pulls people into her orbit and she just inspires them. Like even this general kind of immediately just defers to her. I like how Kelly writes her that way.
He's yelling at her the whole time. But I mean, like there's at some point she goes, "Are you finished?" And he's like, "Yes." And then she's like, "Here's the problem, Commander. I think we both know you need me quite badly given what just happened, but I don't need you at all." Like kind of thing. And it just goes, "We can talk about this more when you've calmed down. I'll be outside feeding my horse." Like just like the way she's just like very calmly goes, "Look at this little human dickhead being a dickhead, throwing around his like power and weight." And it to her, she's just like, "Are you done?" Like,
yeah, and
because
going back, and I don't know if this is the best way to phrase it, but going back to the whole active, reactive, masculine, feminine dynamic we were talking about, you know, the traditional masculine thing would be, "Oh, you're yelling at me, I'll yell at you, I'll overpower you, blah, blah, blah." But she kind of embodies the more feminine, just patient, you know, I'm going to wait out your tantrum and then show you what you need to do to achieve your goals.
Confidence in who she is, patience.
Yeah.
She maintains a lot of composure. I feel like there's a power in maintaining composure the way
but it's not but it's also not, it's not like a passive it's like a stoic confidence. It's like, I will just wait you out and then, you know, I'll just do what I'm going to do anyway because I know it's the right thing to do. And even the other soldiers fall in line. But I just love how Kelly writes
what the hell does the dead horse eat? She's like, "Magic." Like he's
and she does literally feed it magic.
Fun, dumb thing though. Like Pegasus eats magic. She feeds him all the time. Like it's just like, and it's just like, it's just a throwaway line. But there's multiple scenes of her like holding her hand up to his mouth, and it's just green and glowing.
Green, yeah.
So fun.
He's a great character.
Pegasus is great. I mean, especially when she's fighting stuff and he comes in from left field and just kind of fire blasts and she goes, "Oh, thanks, Pegasus." He knows what to do.
Well, sometimes she's like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing?" He's like, he disobeys her.
Well, part of it's because like I don't want you to get hurt. But
but you need a little. I mean, he's the good boy. He's the he doesn't follow all the commands. He's a good boy. He knows.
I like how Steve comes outside and he goes, "What's his name?" And she goes, "Pegasus." "I know he's a Pegasus, but what's his name?" And she goes, "Pegasus." He goes, "Your Pegasus is named Pegasus?" And he goes, "Steve, my winged horse is the great mythological winged horse Pegasus." Slain by Zeus. It's just fucking. She goes, "Steve, this is Pegasus." Like, oh, your winged horse is a Pegasus is named Pegasus. It's fucking great. Also, I think Pegasus visually looks fucking cool.
And he looks great. He's a death horse.
Is based off of that because she doesn't. The helmet. I mean, she doesn't wear that.
Oh yeah.
In the past, when she gets Pegasus in issue 6, 7, I don't remember. It shows a flashback of her getting Pegasus, but like I don't think she has the helmet until like present time. So like I don't. Maybe she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make my helmet look like this guy."
In the meantime, though, the Tetracide shows up.
Yeah, so I love
panel. Yeah. Very
it's like out in the fog and the mist and stuff, and like.
Well, this is very back to Patrick's earlier Cthulhu comment. This is very Lovecraft kind of elder god looking thing. Yeah, its whole belly is just tentacles and shit.
Kind of reminds me of like Claymore monster, not like the
also
design exactly, but yeah.
Claymore, by the way, side note. If Patrick's comment didn't make any sense, that's because you haven't read Claymore and you need to. That's all I'll say there.
Okay.
Everybody needs to read. Claymore is amazing.
It's
amazing.
one of the best stories ever told.
The Bible and Claymore are the two greatest stories ever told.
The tetracide kills you with
4 ways. 4 ways.
You got him, Mel?
Yeah. So first it goes after the courts. Then it goes after the legislature. Then it militarizes ICE against the people.
Yeah.
And then it mobilizes the National Guard to support ICE. Those are the 4 ways.
Fear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got it right. You're right, Joe. The first is fear. First, it kills your fear. So that you walk towards it.
Oh, it does kill your fear.
Yeah, it kills your fear so that you walk towards it.
It turns your fear off so you don't like.
Yeah, so you walk towards it.
Calls you towards you. Yeah, calls it towards you. Anyway, issue 3 is fantastic. We meet Barbara Minerva.
Barbara Minerva. Abracadabra.
As we all know, is that cheetah.
I literally thought it was Batgirl for like the first, I don't know.
I did too, because she's the red-haired Barbara.
Yeah.
You know,
freckles and glasses.
Named Barbara. Yeah, you think?
Well, I just think it's. I think it's. Well, one. I mean, we're mocking Al's mocked Batman, absolute Batman, multiple times for Bruce being friends with all his villains.
Actually, that's the one thing I didn't bring up that makes
absolute one. I know, but you have in our conversations. But absolute Wonder Woman is being raised by one of her worst villains as her mother, and Barbara's very quickly one of her friends.
Until she becomes the cheetah. Well, until Pedro Pascal gives her a wishing crystal that turns her into a weird, physically cheetah person.
But if that does happen in the next few issues after this story arc is over, we see Wonder Woman fight a tiger lady, and she cracks her neck in half.
Yeah.
So, when she fought the tiger lady, I was
not sure Barbara Minerva is going to be doing okay if she's not on her side, you know.
Yeah, it's so far Wonder Woman's track record against tiger women is, cat women is strong. It's
good, yeah, pretty good.
Okay, so it kills your fear. What's the next thing it kills? I don't remember.
Death of fear, death of the mind, death of the body, death of the soul.
Okay, what's death of the mind? How does that?
I think it's just that.
She explains it.
I think it's like the sound it emits stops you from being afraid, but death of the mind is in that same point because your mind shuts off and you run towards it or whatever. And then death of the body is obviously it eating you. And then she goes, death of the soul. Well, that explains itself, doesn't it? But she doesn't really go into depth of that. But I think it's just eternal hell being consumed by this fucking thing.
And I like how her explanation of the tetracide visually is on a Greek sort of ceramic.
That's what I was going to say.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. What a fantastic flashback telling of the story of
I think it's a cool aesthetic twist.
Yeah, really cool aesthetic. I love it.
So she goes off to fight the tetracide. I also like how she uses all her tools. Again, very anime, but tying the lasso to the sword and throwing it. It's all super kind of ninja anime cool shit. Pretty generally.
There's also a kind of something she keeps bringing up every time she's around the soldiers of why the fuck are you still here? You need to get out of here. You're all gonna die. And then meanwhile, she's like, but I'm also gonna go try to stop this. But she goes, but when I die, you guys need to be far away from me.
Yeah.
She died, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, she's like, this is a tetracide. I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, it makes the stakes feel real. It's classic comic books where you're just like, oh, Superman's gonna win. It's not a big deal, kind of thing. Or I'm not really that worried because it's Superman or Wonder Woman. But this kind of the way it's written and the way she's fearful, it makes it feel more more stakes.
But I'll also draw a parallel to I think in the next issue, the scene where she loses her arm. She seems to have this sort of practically grounded optimism in I know it's going to happen, but I also know it's the right thing to do, and I will do it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do it anyway.
So that idea of I'll fight the tetracide and die is just she's just practical about it. It's not great that I die, but I need to fight this and save people. And same with the sacrificing her arm earlier in a flashback for For Steve Trevor, it's shitty that I lose my arm, but weight against somebody's life, I'll make that decision like that. So she has this kind of practically grounded optimism that I think is a really cool character turn.
She cuts her own arm off. That's insane. So
she finds the spell to bring Steve out of hell.
But
like,
she
goes to Cersei about it, and she's like, "Hey, I found it. This is what." And she's like, "Diana, that's not the right spell. Like that requires a great sacrifice. Like we don't have anything to sacrifice on that level." And I think that's Cersei kind of one, obviously being protective of her, but like two, just going like, "What can we possibly give?" kind of thing. And then Diana, like in the middle of the night, she's like, "What are you doing?" And her arm's just laying on the ground. You're like, "Holy shit!" Okay. I like the flashback of her giving her arm up before you see her actually lose her arm in the bath. Because it starts with like the thing grabbing her arm, and she's like, "Oh shit," like it wraps around her arm, and she goes, "Oh, no!" Like there's a moment of fear in her, and then the flashback is of them, like of her losing her arm.
Yeah. Also, it's very convenient it didn't grab the other arm.
Very convenient.
It's pretty convenient.
That arm has the axe in it now. You gotta swing the axe on it.
I did like Joe, back to your cinematic point, when she basically gives up her arm and like the panels of her falling, and then she like spins around and flies right before she hits the water. She looks really badass. Also, her eyes change color every time she uses magic.
They turn red. They turn kind of a cool red, right? That's a badass. That is a cool thing.
The flames are really red, and like the scene is very red where she cuts off her arm, and like it's all like the coloring is phenomenal.
Another cool art thing that I like that they do is in panels where there's sequencing, they have mini panels to show, like they show her falling inside mini panels before she rights the ship and flies off. So that's kind of a cool touch too. These little mini panels showing a sequence, kind of time movement,
highlighting the figure falling in the background. Because I mean, like, just off the top of my head, like Redondo drawing Nightwing flipping down from the building. Like, it would be like a paler version of Nightwing, and then the darker, more inked version in the foreground would be like the one that's at present time or whatever, and you're just watching it flip. But I kind of like the little panel highlights as she's falling.
I like it a lot. Yeah,
it's very it's like, pay attention here, dummy. Pay attention here.
Exactly.
Like, you're reading and you're like, I kind of like that was fun.
And dummies like me need that. Cool. So otherwise, if it had just been her body following it, I don't think I would have even noticed. I would have brushed by that panel. But it's one of my favorite panels in the book.
So related to that, her stump arm is unsettling. It's not attractive. I don't like her stump arm. Also, her little robot arm that Hephaestus made is kind of comically skinny.
It's funny.
It's sort of funny.
But it's made by Hephaestus. So.
It is made by Hephaestus, and it's pretty good. I mean, she could move all her fingers. It's a pretty impressive.
Doesn't Hephaestus classically like make her bracers or her armor or part of her weapon, or maybe the last
armor?
Is it the armor?
I think it's the
armor for sure. Yeah.
I love when she walks into the soldiers are all home based in like a bar for some reason. She walks into the bar, and one soldier's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm fine." He's like, "But it took your arm. It took your arm." And she's like, "Oh, I lost my arm a long time ago. don't worry about that."
Yeah,
fine.
I also like how. Go ahead, Patrick. Yeah,
I was just gonna say, she is just like, "Why are you guys still here?" Like, I told you to leave an hour ago.
Well, so that's a point that keeps coming across. Like, her concern for them is equal to, and the people in the city, but it's equal to her wanting to stop and deal with the monster. Like, she's just as concerned with them being caught within the, diameter of the sound emitting from the tetracide as she is like just stopping the tetracide.
And another note that I wanted to make that I enjoyed is in each issue, the reporter guy looks more and more frazzled. And like each panel, he said he looks more worried and his suit is more messed up. And it's just kind of funny how like each issue he looks worse.
He's kind of great though. Him and the cameraman dynamic is good.
Yeah. To the point of Steve not necessarily being the love interest. When Minerva finally does show up at the bar, like Wonder Woman walks outside and bumps into her, and it's very like meet cute in a movie.
I have you. I have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she can't. You mean Minerva Minerva?
Barbara Minerva.
Barbara Minerva.
Barbara
Minerva.
Barbara Minerva.
Barbara Minerva.
Babs Minerva.
Babs Minerva.
Babs Minerva.
And also, she's the one who calls her Wonder Woman, and she's like, Wonder Woman, what's
Yeah.
that? And she's like, that's what the Amazons would have called you, their champion, the absolute best of them, or whatever. And I was like, that was really cool. Like, that was cool, her earning her name that way. Like, it's not just like, I know what that, I'm going to call myself Wonder Woman. And like,
Wonder
just so
Woman.
little bits like that are.
I'm in the book.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but I'll find out.
I'll find out.
Barbara Minerva.
Yeah, he
of course, famously in the movie, famously played by Kristen Wiig, because she was in Saturday Night Live.
So she's casting a spell. Kristen
Wiig. Kristen Wiig.
She's casting a spell, and she goes, "This is not for recording, gentlemen." And he's like, and the reporter's like, "Can I ask why?" And she's like, "Of course. It's mostly because I don't want people to be afraid. And new things are often scary. A frightened populace will serve no one now. The other reason is because magic is sacred, and not everyone has earned the responsibility to wield it." And the cameraman just goes, "That was a pretty good one." Like, the reporter's like, "Really, what?"
Yeah, it's like, actually, that's a good answer.
It was super fun, like, and it's such an aside. Like, it didn't need to be in there, but I like that was a fun one.
And so but they do film her because she gives a message to Gateway City that's basically, I'm going to turn everyone deaf so that you don't hear the Tetricide's death scream.
Which was such a fun way of like beating that thing. Like, that's why I love the magic bit. You know, it's such a fun, interesting way for her to not defeat the monster, but like hold it at bay and keep everyone safe at the same time. That doesn't involve her punching and cutting and smashing stuff.
I also like the idea of this monster just bellowing out and just being like, why isn't anybody? What do I do? Should I move? Should I stay in the water? Should I move towards the? Yeah. I just like how it's like, I don't.
City, people just be pouring towards me.
Yeah, but I just like how it, for a while, it's just sitting there confused. Like, I'm not. What's the best way to? Yeah.
Really,
so it's kind of cute.
I didn't think of it that way. That is funny.
He's just sitting there in the bay, and it's like, I guess no one's coming.
Screaming. He's screaming for like 30 minutes. He's like, what's going on?
What happened? Usually by now.
By this point, their fear should be dead. Their fear should be dead, and the mind should be full, and they're not.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to issue 4, where we meet more cast members.
Yeah, Etta. Yeah. And her sister.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're from mainstream.
They must be, right? They gotta be. Right?
Etta and Steve classically like work together, I think, and based on how she looks. Well, she said she was a cop and now a private detective, but I assume she was at least somehow associated with the military and knows Steve somehow, because they know each other, obviously. So like in the first Wonder Woman movie, she's there. She's with Steve. She's like the secretary woman.
Oh, is she? Oh, is that who that? Okay.
Yeah, she's the secretary, like Steve's secretary woman or something. Wonder Woman.
Well, she's got a cool sort of like mohawk. She's got a cool sort of mohawk.
Well, this Etta's way cooler than that Etta, but like, you know, it's
I mean, hey, leather jacket, mohawk, she's cool. And I also love how this is just a dumb note, but when she meets Wonder Woman and Trevor, the Tetricide is just in the background, just hanging out.
Yeah,
like, you can just see it.
You can just see it standing there. The beach, and they haven't evacuated yet. What are you doing? Get out of there!
Well, they run a magic shop.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're like, you run a.
Well, Etta was about to leave to go help fight it, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know what she was gonna do, but
shoot it. I don't know.
Go help
shoot it or something.
G is funny.
I do like that subtle note of like who she is as a character. Again, like Kelly Thompson does such a good job of like weaving in this like deep understanding of who this character is at their core, and is therefore able to get it across in a very subtle way, like just a line of dialogue here or like little stuff like that. And Wonder Woman notices later too. She like finds the note she wrote and goes, "Did you write that?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, you were gonna leave and go help." That's a
but the reason that their shop is Wonder Woman wants to do a ritual to get her arm back, and she needs the materials.
She needs to be at full strength, quote unquote. And even then, it might not be enough, kind of thing.
Yeah. So she needs materials and quote unquote a lot of blood.
I love the conversation with Gia and in the shop going like, I need this and this and that, and she's just running around getting her things. It's pretty adorable. I don't know.
Yeah, but some of them I don't understand. So, I'm new here to the witch
you're not
world,
a witch,
So, I don't know.
You go to Hogwarts?
But some of the stuff like black walnut can't be that rare, right? It's a walnut. But then witch's burr, what is that? Like, I just don't understand. Some of these things
most of these ingredients, hardest for me and my mother to acquire, are quite common here. Black walnut's the first one as in, it's hard to find black walnut in fucking hell, but here it's normal.
Yeah.
But why is it a witch? Some of the things seemed rare, some not. But I don't know how witches work.
She's got all kinds of look at the countertop in front of her. She's got all kinds of vials and shit in front of her.
She's got a lot. Hemlock, Morning Glory, and Datura.
Vervain, did you guys watch Vampire Diaries back in the day? Vervain is bad for vampires.
Is it really?
Yeah. They say the word vervain about 25 times in every episode of that show.
Good to know. I don't think I read it or heard it out loud until I read it in this book.
Vervain. Valerian? Valerian? What's Valerian? Isn't that
Valerian and the Thousand Planets? Wasn't that a bad Luc Besson movie?
Isn't that also from Valerian Steel or something? Isn't that?
That's
Valerian Steel, which is Game of Thrones. That's not real. That's Game of Thrones.
It's not real.
It's not real. It's from Game of Thrones.
We're none of this is real. We're talking about
it's not real. It's not real. But it's IP, right? You can't come up with like someone else's invented thing. Isn't that copyright infringement?
Sure.
I guess.
So they all donate enough blood for her to cover herself in a pint of blood, and then she casts a spell, which I love her casting spell. Like she's not like saying magic-y googly-gog words. She's going like, Hecata, hear me, daughter of your beloved Cersei calls on you in blood and fire, and like lend me once again the great power. Like it's just like it doesn't seem stupid. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy for that stuff to be like so dumb. Like
no, it sounds great. Also, as a spoiler for these last two issues, I love when Hecate shows up. I think she's really cool.
Oh yeah,
she's her interactions with both Cersei and Wonder Woman are awesome.
For help, like almost like a prayer to the god. Like it's not like she's going like, I cast whatever on you. She's like, or speaking like Thor does or something all the time. Like saying,
instead she's begging like a little beta bitch. Please, help me out. Oh, I want my arm again. I hate complainers. I hate beggars and I hate complainers. And that's my take. But she does get her arm back. So
Hecate shows up in this issue. To your point.
No, not in this one, does she?
Yeah. She's in the flashback right after the cold open title sequence.
Cersei's throwing up fire?
Oh, you mean the next issue? Sorry, you mean the next one?
Throwing up. It's just vomit.
Oh no, it is this issue, right? It was just there were a bunch of pages before the credits. You're right. Before the title page.
That's not fire? It looks like fire.
No, I think it's
it's magic. It's what Pegasus eats her barf, I think. It looks like what Pegasus eats.
Disgusting.
She's got morning.
Everyone's got their kink.
Her Wonder Woman sister.
Yeah. There's those panels are kind of weird. With her throwing up and everything, because it's kind of like a mustache effect happening above Cersei's head in that one panel.
Yeah, they are. Well, I think I don't know what that's supposed to be. Invoking flames, maybe. Because after Hecate, what are we saying? After she walks back inside and the panels are rounded again. So like.
Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe it's
supposed to be her hair. Maybe I don't know.
But but I do. It's glimpses of the future.
Yes, and she talks to. And again, I love Hecate because Cersei basically says, "Hecate, why banish me here? because Hecate says, my most beloved daughter, and she goes, well, if I was your most beloved, why am I in hell? And Hecate just kind of lays out, and I actually like the phrasing she uses. The arc of the universe is long, and it should bend towards justice, but at every chance it does not. Instead, it dies, smothered in its cradle over and over. No more. A new path has been
dark side
set.
influenced world that she's living
And yeah, and I also like the cradle and child imagery because it also very directly reflects to the fact that she was given a child to not have died in its cradle and to nourish. But I like Hecate's speech here, and she's basically setting up that, this dark side influenced universe that bends towards inertia and all death. No more. We are going to introduce heroes into this world, and Cersei has a role to play in that in raising Diana. So I kind of liked this interaction with Hecate.
Yeah, she talks about how Cersei would change from the love that she feels for her, and then she's like, when I saw that you would defy even me to protect her, and she's like, I would never, and she's like, you will, and that is how I know that that in this case, what was right for me, for the world, and for Diana would also happen to be right for you. Kind of.
But I also like how she talks like a god. Like she says, "You may look upon me, Cersei, most beloved of all my beloveds. Look upon Hecate and know you are blessed." Like that's just it's a god thing to say,
Yeah.
So I love
the whole time
Hecate is
Cersei's like on the ground, like with her eyes clamped shut. It's not even like closed. They're like clearly, she's trying not to look.
It's not until the goddess gives her verbal permission, you may gaze upon me, and I like this contrast with earlier when we see Apollo, who's also a god, but Apollo just shows up, is a piece of shit. Yeah, and Cersei has no hesitancy to just look at him and not give a shit. But this is a real. I mean, you see how she interacts with a real god that she
even
really
mentions
believes in.
The sun in hell doesn't look that bright or something. Like she says something like that, or sun. And I think it's when he's leaving, but she's like, oh, I guess that shitty sun's gone or whatever. She's casting him down constantly.
But again, I just love that contrast between Apollo, this kind of asshole joke god, and Hecate, this really sort of legitimate, awe-inspiring god.
I love this moment of her going in and laying next to her daughter. That's hits home for me very strongly. So I had a bad dream, and she goes, yes, me too. She goes, what was your dream about, Mama? And she goes, the future. Because now she's been gifted with these foresight. It's going to start changing everything.
That panel is also where it's all a bunch of demons sleeping with Diana, but
also
stuffed animals.
We didn't mention it earlier.
Yeah, but
specifically the snake that she stopped from killing her when she was a tiny baby is one of them.
Is her friend? Yeah,
one of the ones that are with her all the time.
Yeah, I do disagree with parents going to bed. I think the child should be left alone. It's like crate trading a dog. You just have to break it. And even when it complains and cries, you just have to leave it alone until it learns independence.
Yeah.
So I sort of disagree with
literally been proven to do.
Getting into the child. I mean, these are all proven methods.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Lock the door sometimes so they can't get out.
Exactly. I'm also a big fan of e-collars.
Both of my children,
vibrating and shock collars, I think, are a great training tool for both children and dogs. Yeah. Okay, but in Gateway City, she gets her cool tatted arm back. She gets her tattoo.
Yeah, so they gift her arm back. I love how it's clean and there's only blood on her body that wasn't remolded. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of looks like The Rock's are. The Rock has. Dwayne Johnson has all those tattoos.
Yeah, she's very Moana right now.
Yeah. I was going to sing a song for Moana, but I don't think I know any, so I can't.
The Tetracide has now wandered into the city, like we were joking about before, which we thought was hilarious. Yeah. So she's like, "Fuck, I got to get it out of here."
And it's just its tentacles, its gut tentacles are just hanging over.
Yeah, it's
buildings. It's just gross. Yeah.
But also, I love when she goes into she goes out to the ocean again to call.
Well, to get the Buster Sword.
But also, she calls the sword back to her, and it comes up, and she goes, "Hello, my friend." And I was like, I love how she speaks to even inanimate objects as if they're something that I'm just like, I mean, because I don't
Well,
know.
but I think they are animate.
Soul trapped in that sword.
Well, yeah, I think there are soul, like just like her rope has souls. I think the blades
It's created in the same way that all of her weapons are.
Did anybody else with the Buster Sword? I just see the American flag.
Oh well, yeah, with all the blue blood on there, sure.
But even before, like even here, I just kept thinking America. Fuck yeah, America.
America.
Not so
I just
much
kept
there.
saying America, red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Huh.
I was seeing Cloud Strife.
I was gonna say I didn't see that until the blue blood, and you just pointed that out. But
okay, well, I guess I'm the only
I do love her smashing down her little potion bottle. And when she says, "Be what it most craves," and she throws it on the ground, and it's just screaming.
Yeah,
but it's so visual, and like the scene is like the entire amusement park pier thing, and the words are just the whole page, and it's so fucking cool. Like that's what calls the creature towards it. What a cool way of getting across that this is like emanating a shitload of screams and sounds and stuff.
Yeah,
and then when it
really terrible sounds.
Yeah, and when you get to the next page, though, it's zoomed way the fuck out, so it's way above the tetraside, but the screams are still enormously over the pier. I don't know. I was just like, I love how they made that. Look, that was so fucking cool.
One criticism I have of Diana is why didn't she cut down the middle?
I think she even said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I would have preferred to get down the middle, but I missed." You know, like she missed essentially, like it moved.
What, I mean, don't fumble the ball at the 1 yard line. You know what I mean? Like, do your job.
She's his first time being a hero, bud.
She would have solved a lot of problems if she just cut it down the middle.
Yeah, maybe it would have started stitching itself back together. I don't think that would have finished it off, honestly.
She just says a dead center hit might have killed it, but we make the best of what we have. We make the best of what we have.
Now she used to be.
It just seems like she's just making an excuse for the fact that she missed.
By the way, Commander Cole, is that Professor Poison, or am I remembering? I don't. I'm so bad with Wonder Woman's deep cut names and stuff like that.
I know nothing about Wonder Woman's deep cuts, so I'm going to defer to you.
But I could be wrong. I don't know. Oh wait, Professor Poison's in the later issue, so I don't think that's right.
I mean, Cheetah is like her #1 villain, and I thought Barbara Minerva was Barbara Gordon for like a solid 30 minutes.
I'm going to be honest, I still think it's Barbara. I'm still not really
sure
whether it's Barbara Gordon or Barbara Schmarber.
Barbara. The last of this arc is her defeating the Tetraside, but it's a again, the pacing of this first 5 issues is fantastic. I enjoyed
because it's a battle. It's done well because it's focused on this battle.
And there's pieces of each there's little mini wins in the larger battle as it's progressing, and that's an issue, and that's an issue. Like, it's just fantastically well done.
It kind of reminds me of Demon Slayer, how entire arcs are just fighting one demon, sort of. And this is like the whole 5 issues are just fighting.
Still a phenomenal show, though. Going back to her composure and the way she talks to humans, because she does the big slice, and then a bunch of airships come in and shoot missiles, which is bad. And she deflects the missiles, and then she flies above the jet, and she goes, "So I need you to not do that again, all right?"
Yeah.
The guy goes, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am."
Yeah, I feel like another character in her position of her power level would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing? Stop it!
Yeah, get out of here."
Yeah, or get out of here, or like smacked one of them, or something. You know, like smacked the wing of a plane and it flies off in a different direction. But she's like, "Hey, I need you guys. Can you guys knock that off?
Can you guys just not do that? Thanks.
Cool, thanks, please." Also, I love flashback. She deflects 2 of the missiles and one of them doesn't work, and she's freaking out, and that's when Pegasus walks and just flies into her. Got it. I'm your bud. I'm your Disney princess friend.
Yeah, and so the flashback in this issue is centered around Wonder Woman getting the
the green lasso sacrifice.
Quia. Do you guys know how to pronounce that? Quia?
I have no idea.
Nope. No idea. If you don't know, I certainly don't know.
That's I mean, it looks like Greek or something. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Sacrifice. I didn't understand this lasso. Like, I didn't understand what they were saying when they were describing its power. I get that it transforms things, but it's like,
well, it's based off of well, also I like that it's green because Cersei's power in the regular universe is always green. Like that's how she does all her spells and everything she does is green, and she wears green a lot.
Well, so you have to murder something with the lasso, and then it traps their essence in the lasso.
What?
Yeah, that's why she killed the harpy with it, so that she took the harpy's power into the lasso.
Mm-hmm. I didn't pick up on that at all. I just thought that she turned the harpy into something. I get it transforms things, but I'm like, does the lasso choose what it transforms into? Does the thing that's tied up choose?
No, I think you murder different things.
Like it's like I have a list of 17 things I've killed with this lasso. Like, so when she uses the lasso on herself, she can transform into that.
Yeah. It's kind of like how Mega Man, when Mega Man defeats an evil robot, it can take his power.
You know?
Yeah.
You can shoot leads.
I didn't pick it up on that at all because Diana's killed plenty of things and she kills the harpy by strangling it to death with the lasso.
Yeah, so now at some point she uses that lasso to
But then it cuts away from the wide shot of seeing the harpy. You just get Diana's reaction, and she looks really mortified about. I got the impression the harpy transformed into something.
I think she's horrified at the fact
that she's murdering creatures to steal their power, which is uncool.
Right, but also the way maybe it's the actual act of the lasso absorbing
it
somehow. Like maybe you're seeing something that's not there yet.
So they killed they killed Medusa with this lasso. Is that?
I guess, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. I thought, I don't know. I couldn't figure out what. I didn't know if the user. I thought it transformed things into.
Or maybe the implication is that Cersei killed Medusa, and therefore put something of her into it, because it is very based on Cersei's abilities.
Yeah. Well, that's where Hecate pretty much says the lasso is your mother. Like it. Yeah, I guess we'll get to that right now. I do like Hecate playing with the lasso like it's a yarn, like a child, like a child.
She's like, oh, look at this. Yeah. Oh, she's doing the rubber band thing.
Yeah.
You want to do what do you do? Cat Scramble?
Yeah. So Patrick, Cersei says she will, and named her Weya. She will hold anything, Diana, and she will transform anything, but what she holds determines the shape of that transformation. So again, I think it's just implied that whatever she murders with it, the lasso captures the essence, and she can then transform.
That's interesting though, because like she wraps it around herself and it's holding her arm, and then she turns into Medusa.
Right, because it can you can store essences in it.
Yeah.
But then you can also transform.
I'm with Patty on where did the Medusa thing come in to play? That's
at some point someone killed Medusa and put her in that lasso. That's all we know. Also, Medusa, big girl. She's as tall as the building. Big old girl. I didn't think she was that big.
Pretty big.
I do like how Wonder Woman has this moment with Cersei where she's like, at first I didn't understand why you made me this weapon. I would never have made it myself, but now I understand that you're arming me with something that I might need in the future. Like they had this interesting conversation between the two of them about like, it's essentially Wonder Woman being like, I'm sorry, I understand what you're giving me now. Like at first I was like, and she's like, I hope I never have to use this, but that being said, can you teach me how to use this? Because I know like the fact that you gave it to me means that I'll one day need it. And I thought that was really cool.
Because Diana says about Cersei in the lasso, she says she either cannot see the cruelty in it or she does not care. Mm-hmm. And then Hecate says, you're right. And she goes, about which? And she goes, perhaps both, but certainly the second.
But yeah, she doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
But I do like Hecate's point she makes about it was you, Diana, that made her believe in transformation. And she says that the lasso is your mother. She made it with love, pain, fire, and blood. The lasso is transformation because that's what Cersei knows best. But I like how she makes the point that, Cersei is a witch adept in physical transformation, but Hecate also hints that it was Diana that made her believe in a deeper transformation, like learning to love, learning to become a mother,
right?
and
But
kind of like a
point is
transformation
also
of who
that
you
is
are, rather than just
that,
what physically you are.
the only thing that Cersei loves is Diana. She
Yeah.
doesn't care about anything else. About like she doesn't care what she has to do to prepare Diana for whatever she's about to face in the future. Like
Right.
all she cares about is Diana and getting Diana to be strong enough and equipped well enough to handle everything she has to face. And I thought that was like a really cool, subtle way of like tying that thread into like Cersei's motivations and like who she is and like what's going on. You know, really good. Again, the writing is so fucking good.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
And then Diana and Cersei have a moment where Diana kind of got mad at Cersei about the lasso was pretty terrifying.
Mhm.
But then she and Cersei kind of connect again. And I like how Diana says, you cast such a shadow, it is easy for me to forget that you have not been freely given all that I have been given. You are self-made, like a great stone carved through horror and pain.
Mhm.
And I just think that's great writing. Like Kelly it's so poetic, and like she nails it out of the park. It's really great.
Again, this is like Diana having that like blunt honesty but earnestness to like everything that comes out of her mouth. It's not just like, but it's especially poignant in those times when it's like very dramatic thing that she's saying, but she's also saying that like when she's just talking to Steve about like my magic, my Pegasus is named Pegasus, or yeah, he eats magic, and like you're just like, she just says what's true. Like she is the lasso of truth in this. I guess what I'm trying to
say. There's no prevarication or like she just directly states. She's very honest and direct in what she expresses.
And it's said so clearly and so in your face throughout the entire run, but like also so subtly, and it's not like after you don't really pick up on it very strongly until like you read so many issues and you go, wow, this like that's definitely who she is, and like they're getting it across so well in so many lines of dialogue. But it's, I don't know, I love it. Doing a great job.
Right. So back in Gateway City, she wraps the lasso around herself and turns into Medusa. Again, the transformation's cool because she kind of acidically she like melts into Medusa, which is the cool visual sort of.
It like bubbles out of her skin and turns into scales. It's pretty horrifying. Also, when she does become Medusa, unbeknownst to us, like, and she doesn't say anything about it because she's willing to just do it to stop the monster. But there's no way back. Like she's depending. Well, I don't even know if I wouldn't even say she's depending on somebody else to like pull her out of this transformation, like Steve does in a moment. But like, she's doing it fully well, knowing like I could die fighting this creature. This is one of those steps. It's like I'm gonna do this thing. If I get out of this through somebody I know, great. If I don't, okay. Like this is how I stop this thing.
Another Steve Trevor note. Look at his zesty little face.
Yeah,
right there. He is like, ooh, what is that? I just love that expression on his face. Ooh, girl, that's a Medusa. What happened to her?
Very Charles.
Yeah. So the other cool thing is, so Medusa famously turns people to stone, and the tetracide has hundreds of eyes.
Yeah.
So it turns to stone fast.
Yeah, it's like
disgusting.
Phenomenal choice to like beat this monster.
So it turns to stone quick.
So you said Medusa's huge, but she shrinks down to see Steve. So maybe not. Maybe that was magic based.
Well, the size is it's a little inconsistent. She's still pretty large.
Literally turning smaller.
I feel like Steve took his blindfold off
like real fast.
Yeah, little.
Well, but she was already. I mean, maybe it was. Yeah, I mean, it worked out. It worked out. But I agree with you. It's a little fast. You maybe want to make sure she's fully not Medusa before. Yeah.
I mean, it is one panel, but I think the idea is that he reached up and felt her face was like normal again.
I feel like her right eye is still a Medusa eye, though.
You know? It very much is.
It looks like a Medusa eye. Very much. Yeah, the snakes are still there.
Steve, no.
But I do. So to Steve, I will make this point. The horrifying nature of Medusa's face is what turns people to stone. And at that point, if half her face is Diana, maybe the full horror isn't there to turn him to stone.
Oh yeah, fair.
Right.
Maybe it would just stop his heart. Still a dumb move.
I mean, I agree. I would confirm fully.
I blame that on this is a single image of a comic book, and
Give it a few more seconds.
They can't show too much at one time.
But right, so they embrace
her, and it's amazing. And then she goes, "This is the fun part. I'm going to go fight this thing again." And he's like,
"Yeah," and then she just punches the shit out.
He's like, "Don't worry, it's going to be cool this time." Yeah, it's awesome. Her smashing that thing was just freaking cool. I love like one of the tentacles is just still like a giant stone tentacle is just like sticking out of the beach, like or the water / beach.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty fun.
But then plot twist. A ghost hand drags her into the earth.
I know I was like, oh.
Not just a ghost hand, it's the God's hand.
Well, we don't know that now. We
don't know
that now. Yeah. And that's the end of the 5th. I mean, that's the opening arc.
Yeah. Obviously, we're going to talk about issues 6 and 7. It's a little quick 2-parter thing that we're tacking on at the end of this episode. But thoughts about the overall arc real fast before we dive into issues 6 and 7?
I liked it. It's just we don't get a lot of story really beyond just her origin and her fighting off this gateway city. We don't really get a big view of the overarching narrative, like who's the bad guy, what's the overall conflict, what are we working towards. We don't really get that. But in terms of setting up the character, giving us the backstory, having her fight something, it's a lot of fun. I thought it was pretty great, and I love the characters in it.
I enjoyed that it was only 5 issues. I know that's not very short of a 6-issue story arc, which is kind of classic, opening to a book. But like, kind of truncating that a slight bit, and then giving us a quick 2-parter that gives us a little more history that we're about to talk about, and then so on and so on. I like, again, the pacing of this story is really well thought out. And I know that's a small thing, but like, saving me 1 issue and moving on to the next thing is I'm already like, this is so good already. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I
really liked the way she developed her character and made her different from mainstream Wonder Woman in a lot of ways. And I really, like I said in my overall take, like the relationship between Wonder Woman and Cersei has been my favorite thing about Absolute Wonder Woman so far. I thought just the journey from Cersei not giving a shit about this infant on her island to that last scene with them talking about the lasso of sacrifice. Great job. Kelly Thompson does a great job with group dynamics and just relationship building and character building. And I thought it was a very good way of introducing the character while keeping it, relatively moving along pretty quickly, the pacing. Yeah. I didn't feel like the flashbacks were interrupting. Like, I thought it was a good mix of both. They were kind of tandem together.
I like how every issue like opened up with like what was happening, and then the title would come up, and then it would go to a flashback.
Yeah.
All right, issue 6, the throne room of Hades, the underworld. So,
what y'all think of Hades' character design? His character design is kind of insane. I didn't really know what to make of it. He's just a blob of blue.
I liked Azzarello's. Not that he did the art, but
crown head. Nothing's better than that.
Yeah, I liked Cliff Chang's sort of child with the candle head better than this version of Hades. Visually, I mean.
Mind this though. I like.
Is he supposed to be fire? If he kind of looks like he's made of ice cream.
Fire dripping downwards.
He's ice. He's ice blue fire.
I think
ice blue fire ghost.
Does it come across well in this? Not necessarily. I think it's drawn very well, but if this was in a fucking movie, this would look so cool. Like if fire was dripping down and like dripping down his throne as his hand was like on the edge of it, like that would look fucking cool. Like, and that's not necessarily like comes across super well in the drawings, but like the idea of the fire draining downwards instead of licking upwards is really cool.
Well, if you'll notice in his throne room, the torches are upside down.
That is true.
I did not notice that.
So,
because I don't notice things.
Oh,
that's why I need the artist to make a little I need the artist to make little squares around the things that they want me to see. So
I see.
If only the artist had drawn little panel lines around everything that I was supposed to notice. The little minion he has is also like flame that's dripping downwards, but he's like
poor little guy
bleeding across the ground. So I think it's an indication of like this is what the souls look like down here, maybe. Or
I see.
I think it's pretty cool.
Maybe so. These two issues, the artist is different. It's not Hayden anymore. Now it's Mattia, and I think he also does the colors though, because they don't.
He does, yeah. There's no colorist listed, so I think he does everything. A lot of current comic artists do have a tendency to like see their art to fruition rather than go like, here's some pencils, figure it out. You know.
Well, I'm glad he saw this to fruition because her fucking midsection. Jesus Christ! And look at this panel. Look at this.
First of all, he goes, "Why did you not remove her weapons?" And he goes,
look at that.
Had one, sire. And he goes, "Nearly everything she's wearing is a weapon. Fool. Disarm yourself, princess."
Joe, look at her abs here. Christ in heaven! Like I had to when I first read this, I had to put the book down and go on a walk. I couldn't handle it.
Walk.
I could not handle it. She looks too good. It's insane.
I keep my boots on, sire. And he's like, you may, if only to speed things up. As in, he's like bored that she's taking off all her weapons and stuff.
I do like her little panoply of weapons layout. We got the Buster Sword, 3 different lassos, her little helmet. It's a cool.
He's like, what about that magic pouch? I could smell it from here. Like he could smell the magic, and she's like, fine, and takes all the stuff out.
He said cartoonish, and she's like, "You use the word cartoonish?"
Yeah,
fucking.
I never imagined you as a fan of cartoons, sire. That tongue, Cersei has sharpened it a bit too far, princess.
Yeah, he gets pissed. He doesn't like to talk back at all.
I will say I don't love how this artist does the lassos. It's very glowing rope.
Yeah, it is very glowing rope.
It's super glowing rope. Yeah. So we also get a flashback to when she gets Pegasus, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is this is the majority of this issue, but this is so cool. Like her going to see
Prometheus. Prometheus, by the way, Pat, pretty good muscle definition there.
Looking good.
Pretty good.
Looking good.
Looking good.
I mean, for somebody who's tied up and doesn't move at all day, he looks pretty good.
Yeah. Got the beard going, you know.
Imagine how big he would be if he wasn't pinned to that wall.
I mean, he'd be even more swole, yeah.
So again, getting back to the magic and like the things she has to do anything that she's doing. I love her cutting herself on her axe, and then that imbues it with power for her to cut the chains. Fucking awesome. Like,
another visual thing for her, because so the other artist did this too, but it comes across more in this art. But I like her little black goth lipstick.
Oh yeah,
I think she's got good. Because she's from hell, she's from hell, so she's a little goth.
That's what you're wearing. She's
a little goth
down there. It's the style. I like her conversation with Prometheus mostly because of how humble she is the entire time. She's constantly saying she's sorry that she's not strong enough to do more. Like she's constantly going like, I am freeing you, if only for a short period of time, but I also am here to ask you for something. Is that okay? Like the way she speaks to him is very interesting.
Well, it's a good contrast too, because she's also very quote unquote humble to Hades. She calls him my liege. She verbally defers to him a lot, but it's all very ironic and tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
But with Prometheus, it's a very honest humility and respect, because Prometheus is famous for he was the Titan who gave the gift of fire to humans. So he went against Zeus's wishes and gave humans fire, i.e., it's a stand-in for like technology and knowledge. He helped humans develop culture, and Zeus punished him. So I like that, Diana clearly just genuinely admires Prometheus for what he did for humanity.
Wasn't it, or aren't his eyes scratched out every day by those eagles?
No, I think the eagle eats
his liver. Yeah, they eat his liver every day.
Okay. Well, so I love the bit. Thank you. I love the bit of her going like, I'm just going to casually talk to this eagle and be like, hey, can you not do that ever again? And she's like, he's not going to do it. And also all the other eagles that he talks to and knows won't do it. But I also I only have I have limited, again, her humility. She's like, I have limited power. I can't guarantee nothing else will come to torture you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they won't come back. And I just like, and Prometheus is also just like, I appreciate that, thank you. You know, like not like he's not like a dick. Yeah, he's like,
It'd be funny if the next day someone sets up a TV with the Gutfeld show on, and like that's his new torture. He's like, bring the Eagles back.
I know.
Bring the Eagles.
He's like, why did I give them fire? Why did I let them do this?
like, God damn it, Diana! I need to do this.
This is what they've done with my gift.
What a cool thing. Anyway, so she asks him for blood, and he goes, you can have more than that. You can have blood and like a bit of my body, essentially. So she chops off the edge of his finger. It's fucking, the whole thing is so cool. The blood that spurts out that she doesn't collect is what births Pegasus. It's out of the earth. It's so fucking cool. The every bit of this is, I'm like, I love every second of this. It's so cool.
Do you know in mythology, do you know how Pegasus was born?
Medusa's blood, right?
Yeah, from when Perseus cut off. I mean, not Perseus. No, it was Perseus who cut off. Yeah. It was Perseus who killed Medusa. Perseus. When he cut off Medusa's head, Pegasus flew out of her blood.
I did not know that somehow.
It was Pegasus and also Chrysaor, he of the Golden Sword, who never appears in any other myth, but was also born from Medusa's blood.
He was born with the golden sword and just chilled out. I think you fuck.
That's it.
Hey, look, look. A lot of Greek heroes had pretty tragic second acts, so maybe it's better to just
the writing's on the wall, man. He was like, "All right."
You gonna do something with that golden sword? Nah.
Nope, not. I don't want to marry my mother and have my son-in-law murder me or anything weird like that. I'm just out.
Stories, if you know what I mean.
No. He's like, none of that Greek stuff for me. No.
All right, so we get to the gist of this, and it's essentially he's going to put her in a combative situation to.
Well, he's pissed that she escaped hell, right? So
he's angry that she escaped hell.
Yeah, she left hell, and you're not allowed to leave.
You're not allowed to do that. Well, Steve Trevor was fine. But not Wonder Woman. It's not okay that Wonder Woman
Chamber's secrets and fights the basilisk.
I did like the way they drew the basilisk. It was pretty scary. Pretty scary.
Yeah, pretty terrifying. I like that not only did she blind herself, so she could be fucked up by the basilisk gaze, much like Medusa, but also one of the ways she combats it is by like heightening the smell and smashing a potion on like the nostrils of the basilisk, and then goes, "Oh, I also deadened my smell, my
and then we also find out, I mean, before she gets sent to the tournament, we find out that Hades has Circe captive.
Captive, yeah. He is not happy.
No. He's also, look at that. I mean, what a zesty little pose he's in.
I know. He is not
great to play his body onto a throne.
Because this is a comic, we've set up a conflict, a real conflict here. And how do we solve it? Tournament fight.
Tournament.
Because why not? Why not just set up a tournament fight and we'll
very anime. Very anime.
Well, also it is very anime, but also I mean, like, what else does he do down there?
I guess there's nothing much else to do.
He's bored.
Yeah.
Harvest pomegranate seeds.
Well, let's talk about issue 7 because another goddess that is awesome is Persephone. She's great.
Yeah, Persephone.
She's really cool.
Before we get there, what did you guys think about the little Diana that's the end?
They're very adorable, very cute.
I think I skipped. I don't think I read those.
Very cute.
Oh, how dare you!
They're only 2 pages each. It's just her being a little kid.
They're 1 pages. There's 2 per issue.
I'm not interested in a Wonder Woman whose abs are not chiseled from marble.
Oh, she's a little girl.
I don't care about
that.
Girl. I don't care about that.
It's little Diana.
Little Diana.
It's still written by Kelly, which is why you should have read it. How dare you? But they're just little cute bits of like her. Mostly, it's just her befriending little demons to be your friends.
And basically holding them when they don't treat each other right. When one tries to use another one.
They're cute little things. I liked them. Dustin Nguyen, he's.
That's not how you pronounce that name.
Nguyen? I don't know. I'm horrible.
I think it's just pronounced Wen.
Is it Wen?
Wen.
What?
It's the Vietnamese name. I think it's Wen.
I'm sure I'm pronouncing it. I'm not upset at that thing. I'm just saying, Anyway, Dustin, let's leave it there.
Big D.
He's phenomenal, but like he did those like little like baby DC comics. He wrote like a bunch of drew a bunch of like Batman's like a little boy with all the little baby Robins around him and stuff, like all these weird little children's book type things. But I miss him drawing like real stuff, and I don't know. Maybe he just likes to draw that stuff, and he's like, "Oh, this is my jam. Like this is what I'm going to draw for the rest of my life." But like,
yeah,
very very recently, he's drawing something called like Batman and Robin, but it's Batman and Robin, Jason Todd, like specifically Jason Todd, and it just started coming out, and I almost want to read it just because I'm like, oh my god, he hasn't drawn like a regular normal comic in so long that I really want to see what it's like, just to see if what his art is like now, versus like how it used to be. Or is it a combination of the cute little cartoony and normal stuff? I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you posted.
But I don't think I'm familiar with his work.
Okay. Like, he's done so much stuff. I don't know. He's very DC heavy for sure. Wonder Mission number 7. We have the arena fight, but also, as you guys were just saying, she meets Persephone.
Yeah,
Lady Persephone.
I thought Persephone was great. I really liked this issue because I liked Persephone's a great character.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her little plot to win.
I loved her little plot.
Yeah. To use the pomegranate seeds and kind of turn what trapped her into
what frees Diana.
A boon to help free Diana and Cersei. Also, I liked bringing in the Lady or the Tiger problem into it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was I just thought it was a really neat issue overall.
Issue 6 is setting up this issue mostly. I think like issue 6 is cool, but issue 7 is
it all comes together and it's really
cool. All comes to fruition in this.
So who is Diana in The Lady and the Tiger? Is she the tiger? Is that right? Who is she?
She's not the princess.
I think Persephone
is.
Persephone's the princess, right?
No, Cersei is, because she's the one who nods at the door.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. You're right. Cersei's the princess.
So she's the.
Diana's
lover?
the prince. Yeah, Diana's the lover prince in that. And the Chimera woman is the tiger.
Yeah,
the Chimera woman she fights as the tiger, I guess, just by being a tiger.
Just by circumstance, which is funny.
So I didn't really understand the parable. Like, what was the?
Well, so the Lady or the Tiger is. So I just Wikipedia'd it. It's a short story written by Frank R. Stockton, but it's basically the Lady or the Tiger has basically come to mean like a problem that is unsolvable. Because basically the conceit is the king says there's 2 doors. Behind one door is a tiger that'll kill you, and the other door takes you to my daughter, the princess. But there's no way to solve that. It's pure, like you cannot solve that. There's no way to know what's behind the door. Are there 2 tigers behind both doors? There's just no way to solve that problem. You just have to pick a door or not, or whatever. But there's no way to find out what's behind the door without doing it. The
added conundrum is that the princess nods towards one of the doors, but you don't know if she's nodding him towards the past lover that he loved and knew, or to his death. Like, so if she nods one direction and he chooses that door, you don't know if like the story ends there. So you don't know if like what she did was nodding him towards like his freedom and also his freedom with another lover, and she's still trapped there, or his death, and like she still can't have him.
But basically the parable is just a stand-in for like if you say the princess or the Lady or the Tiger, it just means it's unsolvable. Like there's no way to actually find out the end without doing it, without opening the door.
Persephone giving you a trick to get out,
or Persephone feeding you a single pomegranate seed. So the cool thing there is the story of how Persephone was trapped in hell is Hades kidnaps her. While she's in hell, he feeds her 6 pomegranate seeds. And it turns out that if you eat in hell, you can't go back. So it turns because she had 6 pomegranate seeds, and her mother, Ceres, or Demeter, who is Earth, she and Hades agree that basically she could spend 6 months of the year in hell for the 6 pomegranate seeds she ate, and 6 months she can spend on Earth. And that's why 6 months of the year, that's why we have seasons, where like 6 months are summer and spring and it's beautiful, and 6 months are fall and winter where it's dead. So Persephone does that to basically, she feeds Wonder Woman, I think, a single pomegranate seed.
Yeah.
So that she can then come back once a year. She can come back and see Circe.
So for 1 month of the year, she's allowed to enter hell and then leave again because she picked the right door because of Circe telling her to pick the right door. But because she had 1 pomegranate seed, she can
also come back anytime once a year to see her mom. So Persephone and everyone, all the girls gang together and kind of outsmarted Hades.
Well, since we've broken that down to such detail, what do you think about this issue overall? I guess because really that's kind of the one thing that I really loved was Circe praying to Hecate and saying I really need you to come right now, kind of thing. And she's like, I have seconds. Hurry the fuck up. And that conversation was so cool because she was like, I'll give you answers, but I only have a minute. I have 1 second. You have 30 seconds. Go. What's your question?
What was the deal with the art effect with the gods? Dialogue would often be there'd be a light square around.
It looks like an iMessage or something, or a
a little strange.
Another cool thing is the Lady and the Tiger story is also done in 2D amphora art, sort of Greek style art, which was kind of cool.
It's like Megara's storyline in
that might
the Hercules animated
very movie. Go the distance. Hey Hercules, I can go the distance. That's the go the distance.
I won't say I'm in love. I won't say I'm in love. The greatest Disney song ever made. Hands down, is the best Disney song.
Is it better than the Moana song we all know?
Yes. That we better than every Moana song on that soundtrack.
Side note about Moana. Did you know that in Italy that movie is actually called Oceania, and do you know why?
Because it's from Oceania?
Because in Italy there is an adult film star named Moana. Who's very famous, and they didn't want to have a children's movie named Moana because of the very famous adult film star named Moana. So they named the movie Oceania instead.
So in Italy, if you're in Italy and you Google Moana,
you're going to get some content. You're going to get some content fed back to you.
Do you know why it's called Frozen and not the Snow Queen? Because they wanted people to stop Googling Walt Disney Frozen head and getting results, so Disney and Frozen would just be Frozen.
What? But the movie title is Frozen.
Such a common thing for people to Google, Walt Disney Frozen head or Frozen body, kind of thing.
Oh, so they named it Frozen to change the algorithm results.
Or Disney and Frozen would then shift to being the movie for all time. I'm sure those results are still there if you
you dig for it.
Yeah, but now, especially with how popular Frozen is, you have to dig.
I was just going to say, I love so Diana's fighting a tiger woman chimera situation.
That she just murders.
Well,
I guess it's in hell, so they're already dead. I guess they're already dead.
I do by the way, it's a different artist, but we are revisited with the art style of the black ink on pottery that we saw briefly in the other issues. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, for the story. One cool thing, I guess it's not cool because it's a muzzle, but Circe's muzzle kind of looks like a Shinobi or Sub-Zero mask kind of thing. Which is kind of badass.
It does look cool in the muzzle.
It's kind of badass. Yeah. It's not cool because it's not cool to muzzle a woman, but it kind of looks cool.
Going back to the fight, she does murder the tiger woman, but I do that there's a point where she goes, like many of us, your life was not your own. I take no pleasure in your pain, but if you will not yield, you leave me no choice. yield and fight another day, and it just growls and
It
screams.
just growls. Yeah, the tiger's answers just roar.
Because I see. And that's it. Like, and that's it. Because I mean, like, I love how compassionate and how she is as a character comes across in almost everything she does. And even to that point, she's like, I'm in an impossible situation. If you don't yield, I have no other choice. And she still is willing to do that, like kind of thing. And that, again, strength of character. She's amazing.
And then she goes, Hades, she says, she is beaten, Hades. Do not make me kill her. And Hades says, only one of you may leave the arena, princess. And Diana says, if force me to kill her, Hades, for nothing, for sport, then you are not the god I thought you might be, and it will draw a fateful line between us. And Hades gets pissed that he would talk to her that way.
Yeah.
She snaps its neck, and then what? Where does this like power surge come from? Because then like Diana goes like Super Saiyan to the point where Hades is like, what
she tells you why. Why I am so powerful. It is because keeping me here is unjust.
Yeah. So
that's why, Patrick. Because it's unjust.
Of justice, like
because Hades is being an asshole, dude.
Yeah.
It's clearly being an asshole.
Why would that give her power, though?
The gods are giving her power in that moment because she's being held unjustly.
Yeah, it's shameful.
So, like, she's receiving power from the god, from like.
But aren't some of the gods? So I'm guessing some of the gods are on her team. But doesn't Zeus like want her to be dead?
Zeus isn't. Well, okay, Hecate is clearly on her side. Persephone's clearly on her side. Athena's probably on her side. Like I think a lot of them are probably on her side.
Well, even Apollo, the dickhead that brought her to Circe, is like doing things to facilitate this thing. To get her to safety was his job. So
in the earlier issues,
even though Circe is like, fuck you, he's like, well, here's a baby and it's yours now.
Yeah, in Circe's and Hecate's conversation in earlier issues, Hecate intimates that there are several gods involved in this push to get superheroes back and get her. So, but this is where kind of the princess and the tiger thing we were talked about earlier comes in, because Hades says pick a door, and if you pick the door to your freedom, you can never come back to hell again. And Wonder Woman says, okay, loser, see ya. So she leaves hell. But then she shows right back up, and Hades goes, well, what the fuck? How are you back? And she says, well, I ate a pomegranate seed, silly.
Yeah,
that's why I can come back.
Does she leave then, or does she just open the door and go, I could leave. I don't know.
I think she kind of goes down and then just flies right back. And then Persephone also adds in kind of like, yeah, Hades, you played yourself. We gave her a little pomegranate seed.
Played yourself.
Yeah. What have you done?
Yeah, I love the way Persephone talks.
Feed her one of your treasured seeds. 1 month in the underworld per year for every seed eaten. I, of course, learned the rule the hard way. Diana learned it in love and was given a choice. I don't know. Persephone was phenomenal.
She's great. She's badass. She's a badass. I also like Hades' line, you've made a grave miscalculation and a motivated enemy. I just like that. And then he just flows away because he's a little idiot.
I know
he can't do it. He just flies away.
I love how Wonder Woman's like, and so have you. You're you think I'm scared of you? You should be scared of me. Like kind of thing. Like, you've made me your enemy.
I'm understanding that
saves Circe and doesn't sit down on the island because she's like, I can't sit because I need to go back. So if I step down onto the ground, my month starts and I can't go back.
Yeah. Okay, and that's issue 7. That's it. Absolutely. Wonder Woman.
It's a wrap. Recommendations.
Really good.
I'll go first. Yeah, I recommend it. I thought this was great. It definitely made the biggest impression on me out of the. I also read Absolute Superman and Absolute Batman, and this definitely made the biggest impression on me of the 3 titles. I don't want to recap everything I've said. I just thought it was a great read. Anybody, if you know Wonder Woman, definitely recommend it. If you don't know Wonder Woman, why not jump on with Absolute Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I recommend it.
I also recommend it. Same exact synopsis. I also read Absolute Batman and Superman, and I think Wonder Woman is the number 1 out of those 3 titles so far. And recommend.
Also, highly recommend. The art's beautiful. Kelly Thompson crushes it throughout the whole thing. even though another artist comes on, still love that just as much, if not in the same way. The regular artist is definitely better for the book as a whole. But I also read Absolute Superman and Batman. I don't know if I love this one the most. I did. I think I did. But I also read Absolute Flash, and I love Wily West, so I'm very partial. That book is really fun too.
Is Wally not a murderer in the Absolute Universe?
He's absolutely not a murderer.
Okay, he didn't murder 38 people.
Dead, and it kind of indicates that it's his fault. This book is fantastic. I like, to Al's point of read this even if you don't know Wonder Woman. I would only say it does such a good job of getting the character of Wonder Woman across, even though it's like an alternate version of her, that it is normal Wonder Woman, like, but interesting in different ways, and adding all the magic and all the fun stuff in too. So yeah, highly recommend. Fantastic book. I think we won.
We won comics.
Yeah.
Good journey, Couchers. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
See y'all next time.
Yeah.